What's going on, everybody? Dave here, and I've got something new in the mail today. And I know a lot of reviewers, they end up holding on to an RDA or a mod, and they try it out for a couple weeks, and then they give their reviews. Well, I'm not that patient, and I don't want you guys to have to wait, hearing that I end up having something. So today, I got from 101VAPOR.com. I really want to thank them for sending this out to me. It's the Wotofo Lush RDA, and I saw another review on it, and it caught my interest. A lot of new designs coming out. This one, at first I thought, okay, well, it's kind of playing on velocity shape, and but at the same time, like the Mutation X version 4 as far as the airflow, until I did some research on it and ended up finding out instead of the holes being milled in straight, they're actually milled in at an angle to cause a cyclone effect in the chamber itself. So that should cause one, cool down your vape, but give you a lot of flavor also, especially if you're someone like me. I love my flavor. So this is available on 101VAPOR.com, and it is actually at $25.99. Let me check here real quick. Normally it's $29.99, which is still hella cheap for an authentic RDA. Now they do have it in white, stainless steel, robin egg blue, red splatter with white, which is or red splatter on white, which is the version I got. To go on to my zombie hexone box, and blue splatter on black. Now I know that the company actually makes about 5 more colors, and here's the thing, I checked a couple of other sites and companies, I forgot who it is. I want to say it's Wet Vapes, but I'm not for sure on that. I checked their site. They have the black, the stainless steel. Those are at regular price, and I want to say they were more than $29.99. But if you wanted to get, which was not in stock, if you wanted to get the colors, the Tiffany blue, the splatters, the ones like that, it was anywhere from $1 to $3 more, depending on the RDA, depending on the color. Which makes no sense to me, and I think is complete bullshit. That's how they choose to do it. It looks like 101, it's one price, doesn't matter. Yeah, I select this one, still $25.99. I think they offer free shipping if you spend a certain amount. Priority mail, because I'm not patient enough, even though they're just downstate from me. Did priority mail. It was like $5.99. I got it within 72 hours of purchasing, and yeah, so let's jump down to the table. I'll show you what this all looks like. I'll throw a build in it. We'll vape on it. I'll give you my thoughts, and then how I end up liking doing things. I'll try it out for a couple of weeks. I'll come back. I'll give you my final thoughts on wear and tear. I know a lot of reviewers, they end up trying them out, and that's how they end up doing it for a couple weeks. And I want to give my first impressions out of the box, and then give you my impressions down the road as far as wear and tear, how the paint holds up, all that good stuff. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Alright guys, so here we are with the up close and personal of the Lush RDA. We'll go over the box first. First, let's not forget 101VAPOR.com is the company or shop that ended up sending this out to me. So thank you to them. There was a little ding on the corner here, but it's a nice heavy duty box. I did kind of mess up the back of it, peeling off the sticker that was on here. You can see you got all your warnings. It is a nice kind of embossed with gold lettering on here. You get your Wotofo with the QC code on here, and the scratch and sniff. Anyway, the scratch verification to make sure it's authentic. You get all your normal California warnings on here. the blah 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 blah, you know, keeping everything all legal. On here it does say red. You've got the Lush on there, Wotofo Lush, Wotofo, and then Lush in gold on the front. So opening up the box, I do like this box, it's really heavy duty. Alright, getting that out of the way. So first up, when I open it up, you get your instruction card on here. Step 1, no O-rings on the deck when you open it. I kind of like that because I've gotten a few that it's just a pain in the butt to get them apart with the O-rings on there, or they've been messed up because, you know, these are made in China and they're just jammed together. So step 2, put O-rings on deck. Step 3, drip some liquid on the O-rings to make them wet, and it'll make it smoother to use. So getting that out of the way, you do get a little Wotofo what's in here. So you get the Lush itself, the 510 drip tip adapter, the deck, and the broad cap. And then you get this other little card. It's kind of a plasticky Lush. This card has received an official Lush RDA vaporizer component designed and manufactured by Wotofo, wotofotech.com. Now, one of the first things that you'll see that are in the package itself is this little tool. And, you know, I've seen this in a couple of other reviews of the new Wotofo products. And I love the fact that they ended up doing this, because this actually eliminates, now I haven't used this, so I don't know what kind of quality this is. I don't know if it's going to start rounding right away, like some of the cheap Allen screws that come with your stuff. But you have a Phillips head on here. You get a, what is it, a 2.5 millimeter and a 3 millimeter Allen head on each side there. So this can be a multi-tool for other devices as well. You get a bunch of O-rings in here along with 4 extra grub screws. Now in the package, this is what it's going to look like. And I have already opened this up, ran it through the ultrasonic, cleaned it all up. It does come in the little Wotofo bag. It's now damp, but all right. So how it ends up coming, and I wasn't going to leave the O-rings on here, but I didn't want to screw them up getting them off either. So you have the deck to start off with, and if I can keep from bumping the camera. So on the deck itself, let me see if I can go through this right. It does have a 10 millimeter deep juice well. You've got the T-bar positive. You've got the cutout negatives. You have the Allen head screws in here. And I haven't tested out to see whether the deck is flush down, but I have a feeling that the divots go down in. I prefer, for myself, the velocity style where the screw stops at the bottom. It just eliminates clipping your wires if you're running with a smaller gauge. You do have the square center post that's in there along with the peak insulator. On the bottom side, you do have a laser etched Wotofo Lush. This one happens to be number 4367. Now I do have some nitpicks about this. I don't know if you guys can see. This was how it was when it came out of the package. It looks like someone cranked down with it on a screwdriver, and there is a flare up over here. Now this is silver plated copper on here, so there are some burrs that are on this negative, and I'll end up taking a file to smooth those down. The threading itself on the 510 is very smooth, very sharp. And let me see if I can find it. And I don't know if you guys can see it right there. There's a ding on the inside of the deck, which is pretty deep. So I don't know. It seems a little sloppy. But as far as machining and stuff, Now, I didn't see any machine oil. It didn't smell like machine oil, but I still gave it a double wash, about 10 minutes through the ultrasonic in a degreaser, just to be safe. Next up on here, you do have your ring on here. Now, one of the things that I do really like are these are milled in. There's 6 holes, 2 millimeters each. They are angled in. You can see on that they are in at an angle to cause a cyclone effect with the air in there. You do get the adjustment control on here. Now, this was a bitch to get out. I will be honest, I ended up using a screwdriver. I didn't mar it or anything, but with it in there, because there was no lubrication, I couldn't even get it to begin to turn. So I ended up having to push on this lip here to work it out. Just kind of push on one side, push on the other. I don't know if this is Cerakoted or it's just paint. We will see over time. I did really like the white and red splatter. I got this to go on my Hexome zombie box. I think that will look really well. I know on the black and the you can see the Lush logo on here. On here, not so much. It just kind of blends in because the paint is, you know, in there as well. But it does say Lush right there, and it is engraved. You can set this up for both vertical and horizontal airflow. And what I'm going to do real quick, and I'll grab one of these. I have a review coming of this juice. It's from Creative Vapors. They sent me a line of their juice to review, and I've actually had it steeping, just in case they end up watching. I didn't forget about the review. There's just a couple of the flavors that I think they just needed steeping. So I did juice that up, and it is still tight in there. I think it will loosen up over time. And I think it probably could use a little more lubrication. Boop. Once you use it though, there'll be plenty in there. It's just that initial there, a lot better. All right. So I know I've seen other reviews and they try and show it with it in there, but it's really hard to see. So when you have it in the cylinder here, you can control it both this way, and then you use the angle this way. When I first saw pictures of it, I'm like, oh great, it's, you know, another Mutation X version, but it's really not. So I don't know if you guys can see it or not, if I have enough light, but you can open up half of the bottom holes, whole bottom holes, all 6 holes, or you can open up those 2 holes, 4 holes, all 6 holes. Now this is set up for dual coil only, so there's no single coil builds going in here, not unless you want a really really airy draw on it. Now moving on to your other accessories. Now with this one, you get the Delrin 510 drip tip adapter, but I think with the stainless steel, you get the actual metal one. At least that's what the pictures have looked like that I've seen. You do get the stainless steel drip tip. To be honest, this will just go back in the package and I won't end up using it. But that'll go on like that. Just causes too tight of a draw for me. Putting in the wide bore, it's not overly big. It's what was it, 12 millimeters, I believe, what they're calling for the big dripper on here. Let me throw some juice on here. And I do prefer for my builds, I really like the 4-hole design. It just makes it so much easier. I myself have a pain in the butt trying to, with a 3-post, trying to get all the wires through there. Now the holes that are in here are 2mm in the deck, so it should be plenty big enough, you know, unless you're doing some big old clapped-in alien build. Now I will tell you right now, let me see if I can, I'm using the top of my Golden Army on here. It is a really tight fit with the sides in here. In fact, if I pull this out and put that on, you'll be able to see exactly how tight that actually is. Once you put this in there, you literally have like micromillimeters between the edge of the negative post and this adjustment on here, so keep that in mind. As far as where your coils go, you have plenty of room. That's not an issue, but that's why it looks like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut, I'm going to throw a clapped-in build in here. One of my favorite styles. It's just going to be I have them already actually pre-done up. It's just a 5-wrap 28 gauge with 32 gauge nichrome on top of it, and I'm going to throw this in here, throw a Scottish wick in, and we'll give it a vape, and I'll give you my thoughts. Alright guys, so here we are. I've got my build in there. It's a dual clapped-in, comes in about 0.33. Got it Scottish rolled, nice and juiced up and everything. Today I am using from Vaporized Nomads the Cloud Batter. The stuff is just, it's like crack. Video coming on it. I've got the airflow open about halfway. Now one thing that you will have to watch when you're putting in your coils, almost said coils, coils, is how close to the cylinder that you end up getting, because of that AFC ring that's in there. You don't want it too close, just to prevent any chance of it actually touching. So I backed it up, got a little bit higher because these holes are pretty high in here. Otherwise it's just going to hit the top of the coil. So got about open halfway, about 60 watts. Halfway is pretty tight. Let me open that up a little bit more. Actually, let's just say it all the way. Let's see what happens. It chucks. And then let's see about doing with the horizontal airflow. Let's try with 2 holes. Now doing it that way, you're going to get more of a direct on the coil, where the other way you're going to get the angled cyclonic in there. And I almost want to say, when you have that slot in there like this, so the air is going in on one set of holes, it's going to go in like this because it's cutting off the angle. But on the other set of holes, you're going to get that, so it's going to cause kind of a turbulence in there. Flavor is ridiculous though. Ridiculous. Yeah guys, I want to say this is a definite buy for the price and everything. but personally I think it kind of looks sick on here on the Hexone box, the zombie box, which I need to finish polishing up the emblem on there. Love this box. I've got some other regulated mods coming along with the MRN new one. We'll have to see how the paint holds up. You know, I'm going to use this for a couple weeks. Like I said, I just got it today. I'm going to use it for a couple weeks, and then I'll do a retouch video. Yeah, it's tasty. It's definitely very, very good. Alright guys, so I am out for today. Stay classy. Peace out.